So here's where we're at. I set up the backplane to bring all the required power rails to the unit, and just popped it down in to do some quick checks, and then was going to come back and capture this on video. And instantly the 33 ohm resistor here got extremely hot, which indicated I had an issue with the system. And what I did was I swapped these two resistors. So R46 should be the 33 ohm, and the 220 ohm should be over here in R45. So R46 is used to drop the incoming on the bus plus 16 to plus 18 volt power supply down to plus 12. And R45 is used to drop that minus 16 or so volt rail to minus 5. And what I saw in the bench power supply as it's configured here is the minus 16 volt rail was drawing 110 milliamps with no ICs in the socket. And that's got to do with the two Zener diodes. So the 12 volt Zener diode will maintain 12 volts across itself, and the 5 volt one will maintain 5 volts. And because the diode slipped over, it becomes minus 5. And so with this diode in place at 5 volts and this 33 ohm resistor here at minus 16, there's 9 volts being dropped across 33 ohms. And that's what, about 3 watts, very hot, very fast. Put them in the wrong places. I just didn't catch it. I did go find the schematic sheet as well, just to confirm. And 33 ohms on the plus 12 volt regulated, and 220 on the minus 5. So I've just got them in the wrong place. But again, this is why, if you can, you power up with none of the ICs in so you don't damage anything. So we're going to have to swap those after all the work I did to get them in, gapped up off the board, etc. So let's just see how much luck I might have on soldering these. Well, they both fell out. That's a good sign. See if I can clear the solder. 3 of the 4 holes have cleared. We'll try this one from the front. So now I need to get them in the right place. It's like doggone it. So R45 is the 220. All that work to get them spaced nice and even and up off the board, and then to have something stupid like that happen is just disappointing. So I guess I'll try the same thing. Ow, ow, ow. Dang, little piece of wire just stuck me in the thumb. And if you're squeamish for blood, I'm currently bleeding, so I'll try to keep it off camera here. That hurt, as holes in your thumb often do. I'm going to stop bleeding, or a little tiny hole. Hopefully it'll not bleed anymore. So let's go ahead and sit these under here again. Kind of get the resistors in place. Maybe. Aw, come on. Work with me. It's always got to be difficult. And I'm going to go ahead and tack solder them in here. One leg on the front. Kind of hold it in place. Of course, that one had to move. They're both pretty straight. So there it is. No matter how much I check or double check, you always end up with a mistake someplace. But again, this is why you test incrementally. little high on this other end now because of the way I did that. So we'll shift it a bit. Shift it a tiny bit. And resolder. Of course, I saw this one move a bit. Yeah, it was trying to get that minus 16 down to about minus 5 volts was just drawing a huge amount of current. No surprise. So let's see what we've got now. R46 is the 33 ohm, so I've got them in the right place. Let's get the backplane back in place. And what I've done, I've just brought out power from a couple of my bench power supplies. And I actually need to make an adjustment here on one of them, if I can see it. So I'm currently supplying plus and minus 16, plus 8.5, and of course all the grounds are referenced, and that plus 8.5 gets regulated here down to plus 5, and the plus and minus 16 get regulated up here to minus 5 and plus 12. So let's drop him back in. The meter's reference to the common ground over here. Let's get the meter back on. Let's enable the power supplies. And good, the minus 5 volt power supply was drawn, say 110 milliamps. It's now drawn 50, which is much better. That still seems a little high, but let's look at what the voltages are now. We should have minus 5, plus 12, and plus 5. Oh, plus 5. So let's see here. Let me go back now to the reference for the 8080. And on pin 2 should be at ground. 11 is minus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is close to minus 5. 20 should be plus 5. And 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 28 should be plus 12, and that's actually a little high. How was that all the way up at plus 13? It should be that guy right there. So that actually says to me that 33 ohm resistor could be a little larger value potentially. With the 8080 drawn current, it may come down a bit. So how warm are these getting? I hate to touch them. The 220s getting warm to the touch. But nothing like it was before. It was extremely hot before, so I think potentially power supply wise we're okay. Let me turn off the power supplies. See if I can get the CPU card back out of here. The problem with power supplies this way that you're essentially counting on voltage drop across the resistor to create a regulated supply. I mean, you're always doing that in the end, but this is a very inefficient way of doing it. It generates a lot of heat.